nice to see these two handsome men at my desk, but I'm missing one handsome man tonight. Greg is busy tonight and couldn't make it, so here I am all alone, but I'm surrounded by these very nice, young, handsome, well-dressed men, which is one of my things.
Thank you.
I like well-dressed men, and that's how I met my co-host, Greg.
Really?
In the cleaners.
In the cleaners?
When he was picking up his clothes.
That's a good spot to meet somebody.
And I said, you know what? You are dressing very nicely. You need to come on my show. And the rest is history.
I see.
And we've been partners for a while now on the show. So
it's a really good story.
Yeah, I have a lot of stories. So welcome.
Thank you.
What I have here is I have two men, and they are wonderful. I'm looking at your picture here. Phillip Fusco.
Yes.
You can't really see it, guys, but he is a model, a king model on Long Island, California, everywhere.
Yes, yes.
And he's local. He lives right here in town.
That's right.
And so welcome.
Thank you for having
And
me.
then I have this other great picture here of my friend. And he is local as well in Franklin Square. His name is Eric Blasic. Did I say that right?
You did. Thank you.
And his little nephew, you can see this real picture on my Facebook, is Christian.
Yeah, little kid.
And he's adorable. So welcome, Eric.
Thank you for having me.
And it's nice to have you both here. I'm sure Greg is probably going to see the replay later on. But I feel like today I needed him because, I'm surrounded by two men. Usually that poor Greg is surrounded by women. And, we kind of give him a hard time.
Now it's his moment. But
Yeah. So thank you for coming. The first thing we do on the show is everybody gets Italian bread, which is what you have there. Because
I love bread.
I'm Italian, okay? And I believe in relationships. And from the time I meet somebody, I usually build a relationship with them. For whatever reason, it's just how I was raised. And my father always said, you have to break bread with people. And so we're not going to break it on the set because we don't like to make a mess, but you get to take it home. But I'm going to tell you a secret because today I was running late and I didn't get Italian bread. So I went into this Hawaiian store right around the corner and I figured I could get some kind of Italian bread. No. So I picked up these fancy Hawaiian rolls. So
I love those.
see if you like them, and if you do, the place is right around the corner.
I'm sure it'll be delicious.
And I had to stand online for like 7 minutes waiting because it was so crowded. I was shocked.
You did all that just for us?
Well, that's what I do. I do that for the people that come on the show. I love it.
Famous actually, the well-known thing, Hawaiian rolls, Hawaiian bread, they're big.
Really? See how much I know a lot, but I don't know about that. So, and then the first thing we do is we talk about what today is. Do you guys know what today is? Probably not. But today is National Bobblehead Day. And look at that. We have them. That's me and Greg. And Greg had these made through a very nice lady in Chicago. Her name is Saba.
Very cool.
And Saba is also very helpful. If you see our advertising and our jingle, she helped make it. And
she helped make the jingle?
She actually made the whole video. Our commercial is like amazing.
Really?
Yeah, I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, I would like to
And
hear it.
it's just like TV. It's like what they do on Channel 4, and we have a very good connection, me and Greg, and we just laugh a lot. So I feel bad that he's not here today. I miss him. So Greg, another meeting. So guess what? You're in the doghouse.
You will be missed.
I am missing you, and these gentlemen really wanted to meet you. So next time, you guys will come back because he's a lot of fun. And the events that he has here at the club are amazing. He's thinking of having one of those dog shows here.
Okay.
Where they're gonna
Really?
Walk the red carpet and all that.
Oh, wow.
Pretty intense.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
really cool.
And we have a photographer who comes to a lot of the stuff. And,
Oh, so these are big events.
well, when the COVID,
Yeah, of course.
It's over soon.
Yeah, because right now he's kind of limited because of the COVID.
Yeah.
But everybody is.
Fingers crossed COVID ends soon.
So anyway, so I always meet people in odd places. Everybody knows that. So I was out. Actually, we were at a show. We had our show Monday, and I actually invited our wonderful support girl here to come with us Monday, but she was busy.
Mm-hmm.
So a bunch of girls that came to watch Monday's show, we went out to have a drink.
Yeah.
And we went local to Salvatore's, which is a great Italian restaurant. You go there, obviously. But do you go there?
I've never been there.
Oh, well, if you do go, you have to tell
I'm just going to have to try it
Vito
out now.
that Valentina sent you. Because That's
nice guy.
he is. He's
Yeah?
and Anna.
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
So you have to talk louder.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So go. We're drinking some wine, of course.
Mhm.
We're having some fun, and in walks this masked man. This man.
In comes Eric.
Exactly. And we started chatting. We had a few glasses, so we were kind of having fun. And we started to chat. And I'm like, you look like you're dressed, you're so covered, we can't see you. And we started to talk, and he started to tell me what he did. And so he sat down, and we had a chat, and look at that.
Here
We
are.
found out so much about him.
Yeah.
And I said, why don't you think about, coming on the show? And since you're local, then I find out from posting his name that he knows half the people I know. And then I find out about you, and I get 1,000 messages about you saying,
Oh, really?
will you ask him to do this for me? I'm like, no.
Good looking guy.
And a lot of women sent me some texts that you were coming on the show. And I'm like, I really didn't know who you were until I researched you, which was this morning. And you guys are buddies.
Yes, yes.
Best friends. We've done a lot together. Traveled the world together. We've done a lot of things.
That's right.
Well, before we talk about traveling the world, because that sounds very interesting,
Yes.
I want to know how you got started with all these awards. You're a martial arts,
Yes.
what is that, like
Martial arts?
jiu-jitsu, or what is it? What is it? Is it?
I mean, you almost got it. You almost got it close. Well, I started when I was young. Actually, my older brother, he introduced me to it when I was about 10, 11 years old. That's when UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, it was becoming big. Like 2004, 2005, 2006. And around that time, I was young, and my brother introduced me to it, and we had this training facility. Because he did karate his whole life, and they kind of incorporated, you got to go with the times. So karate kind of evolved into mixed martial arts.
Mhm.
And I started at a young age, and I loved it. It taught me discipline. It taught me a lot about my self-confidence, discipline. And then just from there, I got really good. I started competing. I went to Thailand a few times and competed in Thai competitions. Muay Thai, it's a style of kickboxing out there.
Mhm.
And I just fell in love with it. Every style, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, and just a whole slew of different martial arts that come together as one, known as mixed martial arts.
Right. Okay, so sort of like, did you have a Miyagi? Like the man in
Wax
Mr.
on,
Miyagi.
wax off,
Yeah,
wax
did you
on.
have one of those?
Karate Kid.
Well, they're not called, they're called senseis. And it's different.
Sensei?
Sensei means like teacher.
Oh, like sensei.
Sensei, yeah.
You have to say it with a,
And in Italian is maestro. Right?
Oh,
They
okay.
say maestro. Maestro in Italian.
yes.
Yeah. So each form of martial arts has their own instructor.
Okay, do that. Keep doing that. Yeah. Because we can't hear you.
Okay. Each form of martial arts has their own instructor, and they have their own name of that instructor. And
So they're like your guard. Those guys.
they're like your
Like your guard.
teachers. Your
Yeah.
teachers, and then you have the utmost respect for them, and then you get ranked. Like in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you wear a gi.
A gi?
A gi. G-I.
Oh, GI. And that's what it's like a robe?
It's like the traditional uniform that you wear when you
Do.
when you train and then you compete and then you get ranked, the belt system. And it's very interesting. It teaches you a lot about yourself.
That's great. And then you also do boxing? Wrestling?
Well, it's incorporated, and I started doing Muay Thai kickboxing as well. And I did a couple competitions, and I represented Team USA versus Team Africa, and I won the championship. Yeah.
Were there a lot of big guys that you go
Oh yeah,
against?
I mean there's weight classes. So there's different weight classes. I won that in the 170-pound weight class, which is the welterweight
Now,
division.
did you get hurt? Because you're a little guy. I mean, you're not that, you're not that tall and big-shouldered. I mean, yes, you have muscles, I see that.
Right. I'm actually 35 pounds over my weight class right now.
Really?
Believe it or not, I'm 205 pounds right now.
So did your mom or anyone have to watch you get beat up?
She hated it. Knock on wood, I've lost one fight out of about 20.
Wow, that's a great
So
record.
I had a 9-0 amateur record for mixed martial arts, 2-0 professional record, and 7-1 as a professional kickboxer.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So you did that. You did the wrestling. You did
Yep.
the Chinese,
Yeah.
whatever. And you cook. I see from your resume. I see you do a little cooking.
Yeah, I love cooking actually.
So what's your favorite meal?
Chicken franchise.
Okay. So you make
Sure.
a good. Now, if Greg was here, He'd say, well, bring it next time.
Oh, I can do that.
He loves home cooking.
I can make it right here if we had the ingredients.
Well, you know what? We are thinking of putting on a cooking show soon.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. We
Definitely
have somebody that might come and do it for us one night. Yeah, we're doing a lot of different things here. Very, very different things going forward. So, and you worked at a few local nice restaurants. Now, out of all the ones I see here, right? I used to go to La Nonna Bella all the
I
time.
had a feeling you were going to say that.
What's her name? She's such a nice lady.
Erica?
Erica, and the husband is.
Lino.
He's very shy.
He's.
I want you to call her. I've been trying to get them on the show.
Really?
And she wants it, and he's shy.
He is a little shy. You know, he always stays in the kitchen. He's an amazing cook.
I know, I've eaten there. And when they first opened, I used to go there a lot.
I've probably seen you there.
I did my sister's 25th anniversary there, and a lot of different things. Because the Breakfast Club does a lot of different kinds of events. And now, obviously, we have mostly everything here.
Right.
Because we didn't have a home. And we used to travel from restaurant to restaurant every month to have our events, our meetings. And that's how the whole Breakfast Club got
I was
started.
going to say that it's kind of
Because we got thrown out of the diner for spending too much time and not enough money. And that's how the whole Breakfast Club started. And it's a long story. I'll tell you about it later.
A little history behind the name.
Yeah, a lot of history behind them. And there's only one Long Island Breakfast Club. There's a lot of breakfast clubs and a lot of breakfast club shows that are sports. They call it breakfast this, but there's only one Long Island.
The original.
Yeah, no one could have it because I have the rights to it. But it all happened because of negativity, which is people, job loss, business loss, people that got the big bad boot.
There's been a lot of that going
And
on.
on my book, as you see, it says life after the bad boot gave me wings. See the red thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then this book, In Love and Friendship, is all about another negative, which was this pretty little girl, and me and my best friend, Jerry, who took this little girl on for 7 years. So it's interesting. But before we go further, we do have a few birthdays today. Daniel Harkins, my little nephew. Happy birthday, Daniel.
Happy birthday.
Daniel.
Joanne, my cousin. We have a lot of family. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Joanne.
Happy birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday.
And one of our authors, Jane Vassell, who's very sick at home. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So we had 3 birthdays today. So
Many more.
yeah, we do have a lot of authors in the club. We now teach people how to write and publish books.
Oh, really?
So we publish at least 15 a year through Red Penguin, who taught me how to do my book.
Really?
And that's how this all happened too with the club. Now we have the Breakfast Club, and now we have the Writers Club.
Just keep expanding in different
And now
directions.
we have the Breakfast Club show.
That's great.
Yeah, so and that is really the expansion of the show was thanks to Greg Cajuste, who is my everything, good friend. And who knows what'll be next, because, I was lucky enough because he bought this place, fixed it up, and COVID happened. And he captured me out of where I was, which wasn't as beautiful as this. So,
Well,
life,
it's nice you got
it's good stories that come out of negative into positive. And we don't allow people that have badass attitudes in the club, anywhere.
Right.
You shouldn't.
No. And bitches, if they become bitches, or bitch men or bitch women, we throw them out the door.
No
And we
negativity here.
really do. We say, guess what? We don't do that here. So if 5 dry cleaners come in or 5 real estates come in, there's no competition. Because if 5 of you do the same thing, imagine what you could accomplish together.
That's a good way to look at it.
But
Sky's the limit.
yeah, so that's our mentality in the Breakfast Club. So,
Teamwork.
yes. So now, is where you work now? Do you still work? I see that over here.
I was working there. I was
Yeah.
working there until I had, unfortunately, my 3rd shoulder surgery.
Oh, okay.
So I had to take a little break from that. Though.
Okay. Well, that was a good job you had.
Yeah. Well.
Was it full time or part
It
time?
was part time. I started in 2010, but it was on and off.
Yeah, it was part time. He worked for the
Yeah.
town of Hempstead. We got
Yeah.
a county man here, a
Yeah.
town man.
Yeah.
I love them over
My
there.
brother's actually president of one of the unions down
What's his name? I better know.
there. Justin.
Yeah.
Blasic.
Probably do know.
You right.
Yeah, I worked at the county.
Oh, really?
I worked for Mr. Mangano.
Oh, I got a funny story.
Oh, really?
I found his credit card in Montebello on the floor.
Ed Mangano's?
I found his credit card on the floor.
So what'd you do?
I called somebody that I knew, and of course my name did not get passed along.
Well, I could pass it along. I talked to him.
It was like 8 years ago. It was a long, long time ago, but it was just funny because actually my ex-girlfriend who I met at La Novella, she told me about it, and I found it. I was like, no way. It said Ed Magano.
Well, I'm going to send him a message because I talk to him now.
Yeah, you know, every time I would see him, and he goes, oh, you didn't spend any money on it, did you? And he goes, there's no way you can spend more than my wife anyways.
Yeah.
That's the little joke we got going on.
Yeah, well, I know his wife too. See, the Breakfast Club, I have a lot of stories, which you'll read in my book, but I couldn't get a job. And so when I finally did all this for people on my own, Ed Magano took me under his wing and gave me a job at the county. And what I was doing now is what I was hired to do at the county. Unfortunately, you know, what happened. So I lost my job because I was appointed. But I loved Ed Magano, and I still do what he hired me to do. And I got there because of what I did for nothing for a long time. I help people, but so does everyone in the club. We all help each other.
You gotta tell him the story.
I will. Are you
He
kidding?
probably will remember, but I don't know.
Well,
if he will.
yeah, he's a doll. He's now working at Ohika Council, believe it or
Yeah.
not. So I'll be going to see him over there because I know the owner of Ohika. He's in my book too.
Oh,
Gary
really?
Milius. Yes, he's in my book. The day I met Gary Milius. Sort of like a Cinderella story.
There's some of the events, town events over there sometimes.
Yeah. So you worked there. You liked it.
Yeah, I was working actually. I was in town of Hempstead, but I did multiple jobs within the town of Hempstead. I was working at sanitation department.
Also, you know Vinny, Big Donuts.
Vinny, what's the last name?
I forget. There's only one Vinny.
Vinny's
It's a boss.
supervisor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Ah.
yeah. He's the great. What the heck is his last name?
Yeah, Vinny. I forgot his last name. Well, he's like my cousin, but he's not.
Hilarious.
Yes, he is. Yes, and you know Danny
Danny.
Cassione. Danny is our food critic. He goes around to the restaurants.
I haven't been there in 8 years because I switched, but I'm sure I.
Well, you'll see in the envelopes you got. There's pictures of Danny. Danny and Christina, they go around restaurant criticking for us.
Oh, really?
I have to.
Yeah, we do a lot of different things.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I gotta tell you.
You have your hand in a lot of cookie jars.
Yeah, well, when I lost my big job in media, I had my hand in one. One character, one basket.
You decided it was best to diversify
Now
after
I
the
have
fact.
my eggs in a lot of baskets.
That's the best way to do it.
If one doesn't work, the next. However, people will criticize you for that.
You criticize her for everything.
Because
Yeah,
they say
pretty
she's
much.
crazy, or, you know, this one's nuts because she's doing too many things. Focus.
Right.
But in this pandemic, having your hands in a lot of baskets is the best thing you
It's
can
the best way to do it.
Yes. So we'll get back to the trip. So let's talk about your modeling career. A man from Franklin Square.
Yes,
Where'd you go
yes.
to school?
I went to Cary.
So you probably know Christina Mills, because Christina is one of our critics too. She lives in West Hempstead.
I might, by face. I
Yeah,
might.
you'll see her pictures in there too.
Cool. But yeah, I grew up in Franklin Square. I moved to East Rockaway about 4 years ago.
That's nice over there, beautiful.
But I did go to Cary, and that's where I pretty much got my modeling career started.
At this high school?
No, the high school had a little bit to do with it. I started with MySpace. You remember that?
Yes.
That program?
Yes.
Wow.
So MySpace was what got me started into modeling.
Did you get a PR company to help you, or did you just join a talent company?
So what happened was I had this one company, they reached out to me. I was 17 years old, so they reached out to me. I wasn't really sure what to make of it, so I was talking for a little bit, and I said, sure, I'm interested, but let me bring my father, because they wanted to meet me.
And then usually you need the money for that.
Yeah, usually. But I wound up bringing my dad. It turned out to be legit. They didn't ask for a penny. It was a real thing. They just, took pictures. It was for a company. That company went under now. But after that, I started work. I picked up an agency in the city called Empire Model Management.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, it kind of just blew up. It was like a domino effect. I started working with different companies. Now I have a manager out in California, HBM Models.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love Sophie.
Yeah, that's the Sophie lady you were telling me about that I
Yes.
remind you of?
Yes.
That's
Shout out
weird.
to Sophie.
Imagine Sophie on something telling me that I look like you, or no, just act like you.
And
Probably don't look like it.
this-
She's
this
probably
story-
gorgeous.
The whole story in that book.
Yeah.
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 That's where it comes from. But
Really? I have to email her or something.
you guys remind me of each other.
Really?
Yes.
That's nice. That's very nice. That's a nice compliment. Well, when you give back, I'm sure you guys know that. You get back.
Of course, yeah.
Life is short. When you give, you get. There's no two ways about it.
Karma, what goes around comes around.
Exactly, and I believe in that. And sometimes I always say, I'm going to just wait for that person, and I'm going to watch the big bad boot kick him in the ass.
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
And it does come back and haunt people when
Always.
they are not nice.
Always.
You know, so then from the 17, you know, then you didn't go to school, you just took on the modeling
No,
career?
I went to school and modeled at the same time. I have a bachelor's degree
Uh-huh.
in marketing.
Well, then you know what I'm doing. So I do out-of-the-box marketing.
Yeah.
I don't do what they teach kids in college to market.
I feel like a lot of stuff they teach you in school.
It's a waste, right?
I wouldn't say it's a full waste, but it's not really what you're gonna learn in the real life. Reality is a little bit different.
Exactly. So we have that in common. Because I tried to get a job in 4 colleges on Long Island.
Which one?
To teach networking. I don't have a
Really?
degree. My degree is in getting my hands dirty. Doing the work.
That's
I worked on a magazine for a lot of years.
Which one?
Computer technology.
Really?
It was called CRN, Computer Reseller News.
Very
But what
cool.
I learned in the magazine, working with editors and all of that, it's in the book, you'll see it, is how I learned what I do now. So what I do now is what they didn't allow me to do because I was a woman back then
Really?
in the magazine. And
Wow.
now I don't have anyone telling me no. And Greg can't tell me no because, you know, I'll beat him up. He beats me up. And now I basically just do what I, teach people how to do this. But I went to the college and I said, you don't teach kids how to network. And he said, you're right. I said, so let me do it. Give me a job. I'll teach them how to do marketing the different way. You don't have a degree. So I couldn't get the job. So I gave up on all that. But I tutor kids sometimes. And they go, my teacher doesn't teach me this. I wish you could teach us. I'm like, well, I can't.
Yeah.
So you know that because you
that's
took
really
it in
great
school.
story, though. But yeah, I did. I took it in school. I took it for 4 years. I thought it was interesting. I really liked learning about it, but I learned the most definitely in reality.
Exactly. That's really how you learn, by getting your hands dirty and getting in there and just doing the work.
They say the easiest way to learn a language, right, is just, get involved and go to the area where the language is spoken.
Right, and I don't like to read a lot, even though I write. I don't like to read a lot of books. So I want someone to just show me how to do it. And if I don't learn it, then I pay someone to do it. Because I can't do it all. And when you are like a big shot, like both of you, you have to realize that you can't do it all.
No,
So there's a point where you have to pay someone to do the crap you can't do.
it's always good, if
Your head will be freer.
Yeah, if you're in a little bit above your head, it's always good to try to get some assistance from.
Right, and you can do that by getting a college student now. And just buy him lunch.
You want some Chipotle?
And then what you do is you give them great letters, and we also do a lot of scholarships.
Oh, really?
Both kids that, need, kind of an award at high school graduation. So the club, not this club, my breakfast club.
The Long Island Breakfast Club?
Right, we do scholarships
Oh,
for
really?
students that help us do the work. Because we used to have big events,
Oh, wow.
but we're not doing that now.
Yeah.
But we give a scholarship in the honor of our founder, my best friend who died too, Joanne. She's in the book too. And so we give a lot of scholarships.
You really do a lot of everything.
Well, it's 13 years
That's really great.
since the kick in the butt, But anyway, a lot has happened. So now you're like a full-fledged model. That's your whole career. I saw all the pictures. I couldn't believe
I do
it.
have a lot. I've done a couple of things. But
So what's your favorite thing? Obviously, I saw one section where you model underwear, which I think it's probably a great income. I feel like my mic's not working.
Yeah, I think
I think the mic's out. Okay, we're gonna see what we can do. 'Cause they're not hearing me, right? I'm just talking back. Something happened.
They hear you.
Oh, they hear me. Okay. So, let's just talk a little bit about the modeling of the underwear. How did that happen? Because you're so gorgeous, and everybody said, let's try it. Let's throw them in the screen with underwear on.
Oh, thanks for the compliment. But underwear modeling that's the first type of modeling I got involved with.
Okay.
When I started working with that company, and then me and the photographer took pretty much pictures at type of modeling that I started doing was I was working for underwear companies, all sorts of stuff like that, like magazines, being underwear modeling. It wasn't until a couple of years later that I started getting involved with clothing, book covers, stuff like that.
Book cover, so we'll be taking some pictures of the new book, my book later. That's really wonderful.
Thank you.
But when you did the underwear modeling, how did your parents react? Did they get crazy?
Honestly, my parents were very supportive of it, even from the beginning.
And they're Italian.
Yes, they're Italian.
This is very good because I'm just going back what my father would say. That's pretty unbelievable.
I got a funny story about him actually. Did you see the documentary, the show Tiger King on Netflix?
No, I didn't see
No,
that.
it was one of the biggest things that came out last year, and I actually called him. I was in my room one day, and I saw in the show there was a picture of him in the underwear modeling on the show. And the show was the biggest show of last year, Tiger King. Yeah,
Really?
so I called
So
him. And
do all the girls that you know from Franklin Square call you when that happens?
Everybody gets me call.
That's nice. Does that feel good though?
No, it definitely feels good. It's a really cool feeling.
So you're accepted by your peers, your parents. I mean, with the underwear modeling, I don't think that was a hard one. But your parents must be very
They
pleased.
were really supportive.
They must be young, probably in their 40s, right?
No, they're in their 50s.
Yeah, they must be young 50. Yeah.
But no, they've always been supportive. They never gave me any problems. They always kind of pushed me to be the best version of myself.
Well, that's the best thing you can do.
And that's the best thing you can do. Always strive to be the best version
Absolutely.
of yourself.
And don't be afraid to make a mistake, because sometimes the mistake is what's going to get you the next thing.
The mistake is a lesson.
Right.
Usually.
And you'll learn more and you'll push more.
Exactly.
Every screw up I did something better.
Yeah, what do they say? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, right. And if you're passionate, you're going to win.
Exactly.
There's no such thing as L's, only lessons. That's what I heard.
Well,
I like
that's
that.
true.
I like that.
That's very true. That's very true.
But
So then, so from the underwear modeling, which you still do, because I saw you.
Yeah.
I saw it. I was like, whoa! I couldn't believe it. You do regular modeling of these really nice clothes.
Yeah, so I work for underwear companies, I work for clothing companies, like the jacket that you saw me wearing, I do modeling for that
Yeah, we're
company.
gonna take some pictures. That was the name. What was the name of the company?
It's Top Gun Leather.
Top Gun Leather.
Big name.
Wow.
I bought my first
You
jacket.
had one of those?
I bought 3 jackets without even knowing he modeled for it.
And they're right here in the story. I want to get
right in
that
the
on the
story.
show.
They have it in the Roosevelt Field Mall as well.
That you were on the show. I love the jacket.
You absolutely
Yeah,
should.
the mall. I bought my first jacket in the mall
Very nice.
without even knowing.
Now, to me, that looks like, it's a really nice jacket, obviously. But it's also, do motorcycle guys wear this jacket?
I think everyone wears these kind of, they
Yeah.
make leather jackets, so it's...
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, I think they do.
Do they only make it for men?
No, they have a whole woman's line.
Really?
You know, my mom, when I came home from a modeling job one day with Top Gun, she pulled out this outfit she bought like 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, from the same company.
Really?
Been around for a very long time.
Wow. That's history, too. That's like unreal.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
yeah.
That's a cool story, actually.
Yeah, so definitely a little bit of history.
So, obviously, this is your career. You're never going to be, you're going to just go on to maybe plays, movies, whatever, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, do you like acting?
I do like acting. I went to acting school for like a year and a half.
Uh-huh.
I learned how to do it, but I definitely like the modeling side. a
Better.
little
Well, you
better.
don't have to really do that. You do have to do a lot. You're standing, you're pushing, you're
Yeah.
moving. But when you act, I guess you got to learn a lot more
Yeah.
about your personality. I always
course.
think I could act.
I've been on a couple of TV shows, actually.
You've been on what?
I've been on a couple of TV shows,
Oh,
actually.
yes? So
Yeah.
how did you get into that? Through the agency?
So, yeah. So I got involved with that through agencies, different agents. So you don't have to work specifically for one agent.
Right.
Like different agents can reach out to you and be like, "Oh, hey, you want to work?" And they'll take
Right,
a
I've
chunk
heard
of
that, yes.
their percentage. So anyone can get you a job, but because of different agents, different agencies, I got jobs. I was on like the Bethany Frankel show. I was on the Maury show. I did.
Yeah, the Maury Show. He's got some really
Yeah.
wacko stories.
I did Jerseylicious.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was I think VH1. I did a whole bunch of episodes of that. Yeah.
So you travel a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
You're always on a plane going somewhere.
Yeah, I did one magazine cover that was actually in Australia. So they flew me down to Sydney
Oh,
so I could do that cover. It was for DNA magazine. It was called.
DNA, which
Yes.
means what? I mean, is it DNA or no?
No, it's not DNA. It's more like an underwear fashion type magazine.
Oh, okay. Wow. So, all right, the number one question, do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, I did.
And how does she handle all this?
She's very supportive about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. Well, then she's a very secure girl.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
awesome.
So you got a good one.
Yes, I do.
Is she Italian?
No, she has a little Italian in her.
Oh, okay.
She's Polish, Italian.
Oh, I love Polish. I grew up Polish.
Oh, really?
I know all about Polish, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
All the Polish stuff. You can tell if she has any questions.
Mhm.
All the
I'll
food,
definitely
everything.
spread the word.
Jak się masz? That means how are you?
How you say it?
Jak się masz?
Yakshimas.
Yeah, my best friend, the girl in the back of this book, she was Polish. We've been friends since communion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we received our communions. Her name is
Oh,
Jerry.
very cool.
She's my life.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
How you say
Yeah,
it?
Jak się masz? That means how are
Yeah,
you?
yeah, say it.
Yakshamash.
Yeah, say it.
Yeah, ask her.
Yeah.
I know some bad words too.
Everyone, we gotta learn those. Everyone wants to learn those words.
So now, so now you're taking a break. You're going to Florida.
Yes.
You're going to join this new thing in Florida. What's the name of the
American Top Team in Coconut Creek.
In Coconut Creek. Is it
Yes.
pretty there?
It's beautiful. My
Yeah.
sister lives in West Palm Beach, and my sister takes care of my father in West Palm Beach.
Yeah, and your father actually is needing some assistance. He's
Yeah,
not
my
well.
father's actually 81 years old. Believe it or not.
Well, that's not that old, but he's
I
sick.
mean, he had
Okay.
Yeah,
But you're taking care of him. That's wonderful.
yeah, I'm gonna do
You're
my best.
a good guy.
I try.
And you're moving. You're
Yeah.
changing your whole life.
Yeah, I
But
need to change the scenery as well.
you know what? You might wind up something
Same.
better there. I mean, a beautiful girl there.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, well, you got a great personality.
Oh, thank you.
Picked up 4 women older than you in the pizzeria. I mean,
Yeah, it was
really.
Yeah, that was a fun conversation.
You were so friendly.
Yeah, I overheard you guys say something funny, and I couldn't resist.
That's how it started?
And that's how we met
exactly
him.
how it started.
Is this unbelievable?
Yeah, I'm very personal.
You are. You're very friendly.
outgoing.
I am.
You are. So now you guys are going on some kind of a trip, or you did a trip.
Well, I used to work for American Airlines.
Oh, here
Yeah,
we
so
go.
that has its
And
perks.
that
So
has-
what happened? He was your partner? Like you went together to travel?
Well,
Or?
we have. I used to be a customer service agent for American Airlines, and my old supervisor, he became my best friend as well. Alex, his name is. He's, we're all best friends. And you have something called the registered companion, and you get buddy passes, and you can take your friends.
So you were the buddy pass?
I was a buddy.
Yeah, and we would always travel. I went to about 60 different countries. I just when I was-
60?
60. And it was great because when I was with my ex-girlfriend, we would be bored on the weekends, and we'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing? Nothing. You want to go to Switzerland? Okay, hop on a plane, go to Switzerland." It was perks like that. And first class to Switzerland, if it was available, you just hop on and go.
That's terrific. So where did you guys go together?
We went to Argentina. We went to Vegas. We went to California. Where else am I missing?
I think that's it.
What was your
we went
favorite?
to California a couple of times for
Yeah.
work.
Argentina, for sure.
Argentina.
So what
is
goes
really
on
good.
there?
Well, I went for
I just
actually-
know I love Argentina.
This is a really interesting story. I actually went for dental work in Argentina.
You had dental work there?
See, a lot of people, what they don't understand is, like when you talk about girls, when they want to get their bodies done, they go to Colombia or they go to Dominican Republic, they get their bodies done in other countries because it's a lot cheaper. So working for American Airlines, you hear stories of like the best places to go for like hair implants or dental work.
Oh, so this is to beautify yourself.
Yeah, well, I
As
needed,
men.
I needed a root canal, and they wanted to charge me $5,000 here, and I was like, no way. So I ended up going to Argentina, and the same exact procedure was $300.
It's a big
So we
difference.
could go to Argentina to get our teeth
You can
done.
actually
I
buy
guess
a
so,
ticket.
yeah.
You can buy a full price ticket, go to Argentina, get it done, and they work off of. They don't have malpractice insurance down there though. That's the problem. But they work off reputation, so they don't want to mess up.
Right.
So they have the best reputations, and you go to them, and I've never had a problem. I've had done.
Wow, that's something I
Yeah.
learned today.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day,
Well,
right?
I do, because I talk to a lot of people. I learn new
Yeah.
things.
Another interesting fact is in the United States, it takes about 5 to 10 years for new technology to be approved. In other countries, it's usually only 3 to 5. So that's why a lot of other countries
Or ahead of us?
Yeah, right. Have higher advanced technology.
That's
Really?
interesting.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
really cool.
So when you went to Argentina, did all the women know you were models? I mean, did you let them know? Did you have pictures and sign
No, we kind of just went, kept to ourselves, just hung out and
You
enjoyed
just
it.
wanted a
It was
vacation.
We just
lot of
wanted a
fun.
little
It was
vacation.
a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Wow.
It
So
was
now,
definitely
okay,
fun.
so have you ever done a red carpet walk?
No.
No, have you?
I have, yeah.
Woo! You're gonna do one a year.
Sure, no
Okay.
problem.
Well, we're friends now. You know, once you become our friends at the Breakfast Club, you never.
Once you're in the Breakfast Club,
Friends,
you're in
That's
the
it.
Breakfast Club.
You're never out.
Can't
You never
leave.
get out. So, what was it your first, or you've done a few?
I've done a couple, yeah.
So the first, what was that?
It was really fun. It was very interesting.
Wow.
I mean,
would
it
have
was
to
a
drink
little-
a bottle of wine.
It was a little nerve-wracking.
What do you mean red carpet?
You know, walking down Motley,
Walking,
red carpet.
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
It's a little nerve-wracking at first, but you know, you get used to it after a couple of times.
Really?
I
Well,
mean,
once you did it
if-
once, it's
exactly,
just,
but
it's just like anything else, riding a
Exactly.
bike, right?
but if something makes you nervous, you can't back down. You gotta just pursue it and do it.
Yep.
You're right. You got to keep going because
Yep.
you got to keep going. And, you know,
Yeah.
don't
Yep.
quit. We're not quitters.
You can never quit. Yeah, I've done a lot of speaking things for us. Have you ever heard of CBD?
Yes. Oil? You mean the CBD, the stuff that makes you high?
It doesn't make you high.
Makes you
That's
high.
THC. That's THC. CBD is the stuff that
Well, but I
relaxes.
take it, so it doesn't make you high, but it makes you calm.
Right.
Yeah.
It puts you to sleep or makes you a little dizzy.
Right.
So I work with a couple of CBD companies. So I've spoken in Vegas when we went to Vegas. I've spoken on stage in front of like 60
So you actually
or more
read
people.
or you memorize it and you talk about it.
Yeah, you just yeah.
See, I'd like
You
to
have
do
to
that, 'cause I'm a
talk
good
about
speaker.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a good speaker, but I also make jokes.
I think the key is to speaking. You can't like read off something.
No, you have to
kinda
be your own.
Yeah, just be your own. Know what you're talking about, but you
So
know.
that must have been great. Good money too when you were doing that, right?
Thankfully, yeah.
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 Wow.
It's definitely fun. But that goes with the whole, you know, if you're nervous, you gotta pursue it and keep doing it.
Right.
The first time I spoke on stage, that was more nervous than my
And
first
then you had
red
the big
carpet
stage
thing.
in front of you, among those people.
And then you
right?
have like 200 people in front of you. You gotta push and do it.
Well, in Vegas, they have a lot of those. I used to be in Vegas a lot for my magazine, and
Oh,
we
yeah?
used to have a blast back then.
Yeah, that's great.
And they'd have these big rooms where
Yeah.
Bill Gates would be the first speaker, and we'd
Yeah.
be there in the audience.
They're definitely cool events. One was the World CBD Expo, and one was the USA CBD Expo.
Interesting.
I think Will Smith was the one that said that everything in life that you want is on the other side of fear. So once you get
Well,
over
fear
that
is very good for you.
Yeah, but once you get over the fear of doing what you are scared to do,
Yes.
you get a lot of.
For every fearful thing you have in your life, if you push, you're going to learn something.
Right. You know how many times I was scared to get into that ring?
I can imagine.
And
I'm
you
sure.
wanna
But
quit,
now,
you walk
yeah,
around,
but you
you're
got,
like, "Shit,
look at this, my God, you got muscle. Jesus Christ. Look at this, what does this mean? All this, look at all this.
This actually.
Who's that? Is that your
Eric,
ex?
That's my ex-girlfriend. That one's my ex-girlfriend.
Now, do you talk to her still? And she's on your arm.
No, I'm kidding. That's not my.
Is that your ex?
No.
Oh, okay. Is that, what about
These are all just Japanese figure. My tattoo artist, his name is Eric Desmond, and he does jiu-jitsu as well, and he's like a sponsor. So I go there, and I'm just like, I want a new piece of work. He's like, okay, I got you. I got my chest done, my leg done.
But it hurts, doesn't it?
A little bit.
From what I've heard, it hurts to do that.
A little bit. What do they say? Beauty is pain.
Well, that's true. It's like
Pain
what
is
women
beauty.
go through.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know, women go through a lot.
Right.
Wow.
No, I love them. They're addicted. So I have one on the
Unbelievable.
inside of my lip. That's wrong.
Oh, I forgot about
You
that.
put one in your lip?
So
Who's going to look in your mouth for that?
Exactly, besides the dentist. So my ex-girlfriend, and we both got our
Together?
our last names on the inside of each other.
And now you're not together. Ah,
No.
but didn't that hurt when you did that?
No, as far
What,
as
was it like
that,
a
it was-
blood thing, like your blood?
No, it wasn't that at all. It was actually the least painful of all my tattoos. The most
Really?
painful was my foot. Yeah, because it's not a lot. It's both. But just in case.
So now when you have a new girlfriend,
then I can see that. The only person seeing that is my dentist. If
you sure?
I
Your
think-
girlfriend might say, let me look in
She
your
might
lip.
want to bite my
You,
lip.
you can always just cut your lip off.
Yeah, right.
Wow. I see you have 2 earrings.
I
That
do.
means that you love women, right?
I guess.
Yeah, because I know the earring thing could be, you can only have one.
You know, I heard that. I was
Isn't that how it is? If you have one earring,
I think,
you're like men. If
you
you're
know,
a
I
man.
heard that.
I don't know
a
about that.
while ago.
I I think it's one of those like old sayings.
That's
Oh,
so
is it? See,
weird.
well, I'm old-fashioned.
That's
So
so weird you're saying that though, because I was literally thinking that the other day because I lost one of my earrings. I only had one in, and I was like, I wonder if people are gonna think that. I wonder if that's the thing.
well, that's what I would think only because I'm old-fashioned and I go by years ago.
Weird that you just said that though. Wow, I
Because
gotta
I'm
play
not
lottery.
educated on all of that, but I'm getting educated.
But I haven't heard
There
that
you
in
go.
so long. I gotta play lottery now. I haven't heard that so.
See, well,
So
I
do
have
it.
a daughter and a daughter-in-law.
Oh yeah.
So, well, yeah,
Right.
they're married.
Got it.
So
Got it.
I had to learn a lot.
I'm sure
But
you
Do they
did.
wear one earring?
No, but they're very happy. But, you know, again, I had to get used to a lot of things, you know, and I am, but I'm also, you know, lighthearted. And
Right.
I wouldn't imagine an old Italian mother would be that, you know,
Right,
flexible,
right.
but I'm very happy because they're
Yeah.
very
You
happy.
got to be open-minded,
And my
right?
grandchildren are happy, and they have two wonderful mothers,
Love is love.
you know.
Exactly.
Love is love.
Exactly.
And, you know, today, with what's going on in the world, I have to say that I'm a happy person. But yesterday, I just couldn't look at it. I couldn't believe.
Oh, the whole news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
couldn't
really
believe
watch
it.
that. I don't really know what went on after
That was definitely
It was like
crazy.
What
Yeah.
exactly?
Well, we're not going to talk
Okay.
about it.
Yeah.
You guys can talk about it. But
Yeah.
the bottom line is, you know, it's scary.
Yeah.
And everyone has to just stay positive, be together, help each other, grow, and, you know,
I
get
feel
rid
like-
of the bullshit.
I feel like everything will work itself out. Everything always has a way of working itself
It
out.
does. It's just that you have to go through a lot of bumps.
Yeah.
So now when people want to contact you, do you actually answer people on text or,
I
or
do.
Facebook? How does it work?
I try to answer as many people as I can, but you know, Facebook,
course, yeah.
Instagram,
How many followers do you have?
a little over maybe 1.3 million.
I
what?
met this man in the
On Facebook?
pizzeria.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah,
got
yeah.
1.3 million followers.
This guy's my idol. He's my
How lucky
idol.
am I?
Yeah, 1.3.
How lucky
you
am
got-
I?
You got that many, really? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you're going to be sharing a lot, I
Yeah.
hope.
Yes.
As long as your talent agency lets you
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
I know when you're connected with an agency, you're limited. You know?
Yeah. There's certain
And-
things that you can and can't do.
Yeah, and you're on Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, how do people look at you? You're on Instagram.
I'm
What
on
is your
Instagram.
codes and all?
Everything is the same. It's at Phillip Fusco. So
At
Instagram,
Phillip
it's
Fusco.
at Phillip Fusco. Facebook, it's facebook.com/Phillip Fusco.
Well, yeah, that I saw.
And Twitter, it's twitter.com/Phillip_Fusco.
Okay.
And
And
I
you-
had Instagram about 5 different times. I deleted it because I got like so addicted to it at one point.
Well, it's true.
But
Mhm.
mine is at E Blasic. So my first initial and my last name at E Blasic.
At E Blasic.
Yep, that's me.
Okay.
Add me, DM me.
Okay. So now Blasic.
Yes.
That's Italian and
Croatian. That's Croatian.
Croatian. That's why you cook so good.
Yeah, well, yeah, my father is
European.
Croatian and Syrian, and my mom's adopted, so we believe she's Italian and possibly Puerto Rican.
Really?
I dance good, so my Puerto
Oh,
Rican.
you're a good
It's
dancer.
definitely the Puerto Rican.
You guys have to come to the dance club when it opens, and we're really doing. We have some nice ladies here that love to dance. Yeah, they really, they're a great group of women.
I'll make sure I
Tonight,
wear both earrings.
tonight at what is it? 7:30.
Exactly.
What time is that? 7. They have karaoke. They get up there and they sing, and they have a lot of fun. I have to say.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is a great place to relax, and everybody wears the mask. We only take the masks off at the show
Yeah.
because we're close. You know, we're not that close. And the hospitals have been on here, and Greg has all kinds of machines with clear air going on here. And
It's a very nice place.
yeah, it is. It is. Well, think of it if you ever have to have a party or your agencies ever want something.
Absolutely.
Because it's a great place for Long Island. There's nothing like this.
Right.
You know, it's like old school, like New York City, Manhattan club. You know,
Yeah.
and you could have either a 50s, a 60s, an 80s. I mean, you can have any kind of party here.
Of course.
You know, I mean, they had the awards for the muscle guys here.
Oh, the boxing is on.
Yeah, and my thing is 50s because, you know, that's my year. But we even did have a Halloween thing, and I mean, they do all kinds of stuff. They have a great staff here. They work hard. The barmaids are wonderful. As you can see, we have great help.
Yes.
A wonderful gal here who's helping us today. And we always have people show up, you know, for something. But eventually, the late night, we will have people buying drinks and watching the show.
Oh, great.
And so that's going forward when COVID
I would love to check it out. When
Yeah, well, and bring your buddies.
COVID is hopefully
Bring all
gone
your
soon.
model friends with you.
I will do.
So now, do you have model friends and hometown friends?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, naturally, working in the industry,
Of
of
course.
course. But
Mhm.
yeah, I definitely have a
And
couple.
you have friends that do
Yeah,
what you
he
do,
busts me.
and then you're all friends here.
Yeah, he's the one who actually got me. I did a couple photo shoots myself, and he's the one who got me into it. Like, remember, like 10 years ago?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I
he's the one who
remember.
got me
I
into
So
it.
you
got.
must have great photographers then, you know.
Yeah.
I know a couple. Yeah.
Wow, time flies.
Yeah,
Time-
when I
time
worked on the
does fly.
magazine, I used to do photography shoots, hire the photographer for the guys like, you know, the computer big guys, you know,
Mhm.
and Bill Gates, you know. When you go see Bill Gates, my boss used to dump
I
on
would
his
love
toilet.
to see Bill
okay?
Gates.
My boss dumped on his toilet. Okay.
Dumped on his toilet.
Yeah, that's a big joke. He
What?
dumped on his
Took,
toilet.
took a dump on his
Well, he
toilet.
went to his house, so he dumped on his
Wow,
toilet.
that's
It's
a
a big
great,
joke.
that's a great thing to say.
Yeah, so he used to say, oh, I dumped on his toilet.
I would
But
love
when
to-
you go see Bill Gates, you get blindfolded.
What?
Yes, when
Wow.
you take a plane to a certain area where he, you know, and then you get blindfolded.
Really?
And that's when you go to his house, somebody takes you in a car.
Oh, so then when you know where there's
Yeah, because my
Interesting.
boss was an editor, you know, he
Right.
wrote, you know, he was a big shot.
like
and,
tracking on your phone or something.
and,
Yeah, very interesting.
yeah, but we used to have Hall of Fame events, and all the top 25, you know, technology guys would come, and all kinds of different things. So it sounds like you're involved in that kind of stuff.
I try to be involved in a little bit of everything, but yeah, I'm
And
definitely.
then, you know, now that you keep getting popular, you get paid just to walk in the door. You know, that's what will happen to you. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's the goal. You just want to get as popular as you
Yeah,
can.
and I think it's great that your girlfriend is so flexible
Yeah.
because, you know, I'm sure you have a lot of people trying to call.
I've had some ex-girlfriends that definitely were not flexible
Mm-hmm.
about this whole modeling thing in the
Mhm.
past. It definitely started a couple of fights here and
I
there.
know,
Yeah,
I
of
know
course.
who's talking about.
You too?
I know who exactly he's talking about.
Oh, okay. You guys have a lot of connection here.
Yeah,
lot of
we've been
stories.
friends. Yeah, we've been friends for a long time, so there's
That's
definitely
great.
a lot of.
Nothing like a best friend.
Exactly.
Guys don't call it a bestie. What do guys call
I
it?
do. I call him my bestie.
You do?
That's my
Well,
bestie.
see, I would think only girls use bestie.
Nah, he's my
Well, I
BFF.
use one. I call him bestie when I put one in it.
Oh, okay. Unbelievable. Well, I give credit to your parents too.
Thank you.
Really do.
Thank you.
Because you know what? Not every parent would be agreeable to having their son out there all the time. And you know, mothers are my son, my son.
I'm sure that's very true. But you know, they took a chance and it worked out. I would understand if
You
it
must be
was
so
kind of
proud of
like,
you.
but it all worked out.
Unbelievable. So, what's your wish? Like, you know, what's your wish for the next 2 years?
My wish for
Yeah,
myself,
Your career.
I just want good
Keep
things to
going.
continue to happen. I just want to keep going. But
Mhm.
mainly, I want COVID to end.
Oh, yes.
And you know, I would like everyone to be kind of peaceful with each other.
Yes, okay. And what about you?
What is my wish or like my goal?
Okay, goal.
Like
We'll
my
say goal.
is
We got his wish. We'll take your goal.
Take care of my father for sure and establish
Aw.
myself. And I have a goal, but it's just like totally up.
We'll say it. Anything goes on this show. Let me tell you.
Make $1 billion?
No, I was gonna say. So I have bitcoins. You know bitcoins.
Bitcoins, yes.
But I lost the password for them. So I have 50 bitcoins sitting in a Bitcoin wallet on my computer that I lost the password for. So my goal is to find my password because it's over $1 million worth of bitcoins sitting there.
Well, listen to me. You should be able to find it.
It was in 2011.
You'll pay a guru to find it for you.
I bought them in 2011, and then in 2017.
Yeah, you should just hire.
I don't know. That's.
You
that's,
need a consultant.
I know.
I could be a consultant.
I would give someone 30-40% if they could help
Holy
me.
shit, I'm gonna find your bitcoins.
Yeah. Help me. That's my goal.
Oh my god, but you will. You're not gonna let that go.
I don't know.
And how do you
I
have that much? You just did it? One day you just bought
You know
it?
what? I'll tell you quick. So in 2011, I was dating this girl. I was 21. She was 20. So it was on like the black web, like the dark web. It was like illegal stuff. So the goal was that I had to get her a fake ID. So the guy said, "Give me 100 Bitcoin," and I went to Bitcoin miner. Back then they were $1 each, so I paid $100 for 100 Bitcoins. He sent them to my wallet. I sent him 50 Bitcoins because the deal was I'll send him 50, he'll send me the ID, and then I'll send him the other 50 once he gets the ID. So he sent me, I sent him 50, never got the ID, so I had 50 Bitcoins just sitting in my wallet. So that was 2011, and then 2017, 18, my friend called me and told me the price of them, that they went up to about $18,000 each. And I couldn't find my password or anything because it's 2011, and they're still sitting there now, and they're about $26,000 each times 50.
You better find that password.
Yeah, so it's like $1.5 million.
What have you done to find it lately?
I've been looking everywhere. I just don't know how to go about it. My mom's friend is a computer guru, and he's supposed to call me this weekend.
Oh, all right. Well, if you don't have any, if you're still stuck, call me.
Okay.
I'll find. Look, I can find a needle in a haystack. Not that I could do it, but I'll find you the person to do it.
See, but it wasn't like a regular.
And then I'll
like,
take a little commission.
I would love it. It wasn't like it was all like anonymous stuff, so it wasn't like eBlasters or Yahoo.com something. So
Yeah.
it was like hidden stuff that I didn't want to get caught with. So
Right.
I don't exactly.
So you really don't
drive me
know.
crazy every day.
Usually people use the same password.
If there's a will, there's a way.
I'm sure I can figure.
I'm sure you could figure it out if you really try.
Yeah, you're going
I'll
to.
figure it out.
Well, this has been very enjoyable. Of course, we're not letting you leave. You know that. You're going to hang out a little bit. We're going to take some photos.
Sounds good.
And, you can take a look at the stage if you want, because in another hour, there'll be all kinds of things going on.
Love karaoke.
Yes. But I have to thank you.
Thank you very much for
I have
having
to
us.
thank Salvatore's.
Yeah, absolutely. We gotta go
Vito
back.
Thank you to
Banana.
Pizzeria.
Sure.
Yeah, he's been great people.
Thank you for
We
having
send a
us.
lot of people there after the show. They go and eat.
Oh, really?
We should
Yeah.
go there after this.
Yeah. And I have to thank you. You're a delight,
Yes.
both of you. I mean,
My
I knew he was a
pleasure.
delight because I talked to him for quite a while in the restaurant as we had a glass of wine, right?
Thank
But
you.
you are a delight too.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
your hair. You have a lot of hair.
Oh, look at that. Right?
Thank God.
That's a big thing
Knock on
today.
wood.
I need some of that.
But that's a great hairdo.
Thank
Really,
you, thank you.
Really great hairdo. Women like that.
I take a lot of pride in my hair.
Yeah, do you?
Yes, yes.
Well, if it ever gets a little gray, you probably look just as good
A little
because
salt and pepper.
yes,
Salt
because
and
it's
pepper,
very
baby.
attractive on a man. Gray salt and pepper hair.
I'll
And of
keep
course,
that in mind.
I gotta
women
wait.
women love bald men, so you don't even have to
You know
worry.
what? Shout out the Rock.
One of my favorite actors is Kojak. He's gone, but love Kojak with the lollipop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack the Rock.
Did you
Jason
know
Statham.
Kojak, or
I
you
did.
too
I didn't
young?
want to ask.
Yeah, he doesn't know who he
No,
is.
I don't know who Kojak.
You don't know Kojak?
I didn't want to ask.
I don't
and
know
say
Kojak
who
I
that.
Google Kojak later.
I will Google Kojak.
You could be like a baby Kojak.
I was gonna say stunt double, but he passed away. Right?
No, yeah, he's gone. But he was chubby. But you're not. But you could be his son.
But maybe the Rock stunt double.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go.
So,
Good
did you
future
have a good
career choice.
experience? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was really nice.
I'm sure you've been on a lot of shows. So
Yeah, but this was nice.
this
It
is
was
just
nice.
life. You know
It
what?
was very
It's-
local. I like
It's
it.
very local. It's life. It's easy. It's guess what? Anything
Very
goes.
Long Island.
And very Long Island. That's another job I went for there. I love Long Island. They were
Oh,
Long
really?
Island. Yeah.
Well, now you have that.
If you read the book, you're going to see all the job interviews.
I
did.
will.
But I met fantastic people
Yeah,
and got, relationships and became consultants.
I will definitely.
Yeah.
do
But
that
the I
well.
Love Long Island, I could say it better than anyone, but I was too old. When you're over 50, you cannot go back to corporate America.
Yeah,
It doesn't happen. So you guys are young, so you have a lot of years ahead of you.
I'm still pushing.
I'm sure Greg is watching. Greg, thank you. These guys were great.
What's up, Greg?
We'll have him
doing,
come
Greg?
back so you can meet Greg some night
Absolutely,
here.
absolutely.
Thank
He
you.
would love to
having
meet
us.
you guys, really.
I
and
would
you're
love
local.
to.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Thank you very much.
So, our sponsor tonight is Oro Puro Jewelers.
Oh, I love Teddy.
Oh.
And you know Teddy?
I know
Who
Teddy,
doesn't
too.
know?
You know Teddy.
We,
You kidding
we
me?
we grew up around there.
Yeah, my dad's good. My dad's really good friends.
My mom's at the soccer club all the time.
Yeah, I get my
Oh, then I know your
son.
mother.
You might.
Holy God.
Suzanne Fusco.
I probably know
My
your mother.
sister used to
I know
join
people by
there,
face.
everyone used to join
But
I'm sure
I-
you do. She's always at the soccer club.
there. I got
Getting
to
her
hear on this
cappuccino.
Teddy.
This is a small world.
It
Shout
is,
out
it is
Teddy.
a small world.
Teddy is our sponsor. Okay? Teddy
Awesome.
is our sponsor. He sponsors shows a lot. Hempstead Turnpike, Franklin Square.
Yes,
Great
yes.
jewelry.
Best jewelry.
Cappuccino. Do you get cappuccino?
Espresso,
Yeah.
cappuccino, all that.
Espresso, cappuccino.
See that? So
Dominic.
you guys all know
Yeah.
Teddy.
Dominic,
It's a
right?
very
Yeah.
small world.
Yeah. And
This
so,
whole Nassau County, it's tiny.
and yeah, so we're sponsored by Teddy today.
Very cool.
And we're also sponsored by Tranquility Spa. And I'm
Ah.
going to give you both a discount. You'll be going for a spa
Franklin
and a
Avenue.
salt cave treatment.
Ooh.
Oh, that is on Franklin Avenue. I
Yes.
want to go there recently.
Well, I'm going to do it to you on
I would love a
text.
good salt cave.
And you're going to meet Angela. She's the owner.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're going to see in your thing here, we we have a brand new program we're coming out. It's called Girls Night Out, Men's Night Out, Couples Night Out, whatever. You go to dinner, you go to the spa, and then you come here and you do karaoke.
Sounds like a good setup.
It's couples or singles, whatever you want to do.
I like that.
And everything's in your little goodie bag.
Ooh, I can't
These
wait
are all
to
the things that the
eat my
Breakfast Club
Hawaiian
does.
bread.
Yeah,
Yes,
Hawaiian
and we're happy to have King Umberto, Anchor Down Restaurant, 2 great restaurants. G's, this club for the dancing, and Tranquility Spa. It's a package deal.
Right.
Wow.
So you're going to the spa.
Yeah,
That you're
I
doing.
can't wait to check
we
it
go to
out.
King of Birds all the time too. John
Yeah.
Sands is a good friend.
Yeah, well, what's his name? What's his name now? I forgot. Zero.
Yeah.
Zero is part of this whole package.
Oh, very cool.
And the father, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
But he's the old man that, runs around.
Rosario.
Rosario.
There
See,
you
you
go.
know everybody.
My man went to physical therapy.
Rosario,
together, too.
he's an old guy, though.
Yeah, we went to physical therapy together. When I had my shoulder, he had a problem with his neck, and we just know each other. I've been
I know a lot of people from physical therapy. So trust me, I might share his shit too, guys. So, thank you guys, really.
Thank you.
Really, a great show.
Thanks
I want
for
you to
having me.
come back.
We will.
Yes,
Thank you guys.
And that's
Thank
a
you.
wrap,
Thank you
guys.
very much.